How's it going, Lazy Bruces? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Birth Me Code. Now we're still on this near the end path thing. I think we're near the end of this path though. What's going to happen next I have no idea, but we've got this plan to ambush Trist because he's aiming a gun at everyone like usual. And Cora sneaked back out of the classroom to go and meet up with Trist. There was no time to waste while Superbia was still busy, or else she'd miss her window. Hopefully we can deal to him, and then we might be able to get out. And Cora came back with him after explaining the situation. She'd made up a lie about how Superbia was dangerous, and she was growing increasingly erratic. I'll take care of her. Now that the boy had given himself a self-imposed peacemaking mission, it was easy to get him on the warpath, and Cora led him to the hallway where Superbia was still searching, but she stopped near the entrance of a classroom. The entrance to that classroom, specifically. Let's hope Luxuria is ready. Things happened very fast following that. First, Superbia came out of that classroom, which startled Ancora. Even though the rabbit had been much further away before, Ancora failed to account for the fact that she might move classrooms. This made her jump back, causing her to step onto Avarisha's feet, who had just come out of another classroom behind Ancora. Thankfully, the teacher didn't cause a ruckus, but she did grab the girl so she wouldn't fall. You okay, Cora? She noticed Superbia was out. Oh, Bia's here. Calling out the rabbit's presence, the woman caused Tristidia to turn around with his gun taken out. The revolver was aimed right at Superbia. Oh, this wasn't part of the plan. Now there was no one to take out Tristidia. And Cora looked at the two of them. Superbia stared back at Tristidia, who was going to pull the trigger without any questions. It made sense, the timer was coming onto the hour. They only had one more minute to get another death. What the fuck is happening? And Cora only had a split moment to act. She could let things take their course and leave Superbia to die, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, since she was one of the weakest links of the group. Or she could shove the girl out of the way of the bullet to protect her. And so Ancora... shove. Hopefully we don't get killed, but you never know. Ancora had to act. This wasn't the real plan. The real plan was to get Tristidia, not Superbia. She moved forward all of a sudden, tackling the rabbit-themed girl out of the way of the gun. What? With that tackle, Ancora successfully saved Superbia's life, and yet the bullet Tristidia shot lodged itself into Luxuria's helmet instead, which caused her to almost immediately crumple down to the ground. The smaller girl had been standing behind the rabbit. How could we have known that? An explosion came from that body as the helmet disintegrated, taking with it the girl's head and knocking everyone back. It could only be described as morbid, the morbid result of Ancora's choice. Ancora and Superbia both didn't react to it, not understanding what had just happened. After a second, Ancora was shoved off Superbia. What the hell is happening? Tristidia couldn't understand, taken aback by the strange development. This caused him to drop his guard for only a little bit, too much. That's when Ancora leapt forward from Superbia, right into his legs. Avarisha had taken a step back, and she was now watching as the bear-themed girl knocked the male down on his back, causing the helmet to smack the floor. It seemed that act knocked him out, and Ancora grabbed the revolver as planned. It could have been less messy. At least you've got a death now, but it's a pretty big loss. Manner of speaking. While Ancora stood up, her gaze through the helmet's cameras was fixated upon the corpse of the sweet small girl. The dead body would haunt her thoughts for the next hours. Perhaps even days or weeks. It was a thing, no longer a person. She then looked at the group and shoved the gun into her right boot to use as a holster. No pockets, huh? Picking that outfit might have been a mistake. The next moments were spent in silence as everyone calmed down from the altercation. By then it was already 5 past the hour. They only had 55 more minutes before the entire complex would explode. I wanted to avoid this. Ancora grimly made her regrets known. She came to sit down against the wall, closing her legs to her chest and holding them with her arms. But I guess no matter what I do, I always end up with a big mess, huh? Well, it's not really that bad. But now, how is the split going to work if only 4 participants, one of which is unconscious? What a waste. At least this deals with one issue, namely the required amount of me cards. She walked forward to pilfer the one Luxuria had. In the same moment, she also took the strange ornate key the smaller one also held. Isn't robbing the dead a little tasteless? I don't think she cares anymore. And besides, We don't have a choice, Miss Proper. If we don't get these things, we're done. And Cora didn't care. What now? Almost as if to answer that thought, a fifth figure made itself known. Hey look, your boyfriend's back. Viddy. It was Nvidia. He arrived, pausing a moment as he noticed the unconscious Tristidia, then resumed his walk toward the group. It seems as though he judged no matter what happened. There was no time to waste, and he was right. Yes, that's me. No questions though. I don't have the time to answer anything. We don't have the time, that is. The clock is ticking, and we've yet to finish these rooms. But where have you been? I said no questions. Alright, fine. I'll give you a few pointers about what I've been up to. I have a me card still. I'm not dead. The room I was in was separated from the others. It's used to escape this place, probably. No, it doesn't work yet. We need all of those 9 strange keys. How many me cards do we have now? 21, is that correct? Counting this one I found in the strange room too, which is a real oddity due to the circumstances of that room. And Cora nodded, while he went on in a thoughtful spiel. On the side, Superbia was definitely holding back from hounding him. If we'd been back 5 hours ago, Superbia definitely would have flown into a fit of rage. Good for her that she can hold back so easily now. So we really need to solve these rooms too. Something's wrong still. You mean about the count of me cards? Yes, you're correct. We're so far off the count of me cards that we have to collect, yet we only have this section and 1 hour left. No, less than an hour. I hate to admit it, but Viddy's right. We have no time for this, and I don't want to panic and die. Correct to all of that. I think we should hurry and solve the next rooms as soon as possible. We're almost 10 past the hour. What are our teams looking like? With Tristidia still unconscious, they had to divide without his input. They no longer had the luxury of grouping with multiple people. Even if he was awake, they'd have to send someone alone. The real question was, who? I should go alone. Ava and Beer, you're fairly smart. Well, more for Ava than Beer. This cost him some points as Superbia was about to bitch up a storm again, yet he continued with complete disregard for her. So you two should be grouped with someone who's more on level with the solving of these rooms. I'm confident I can take one of those rooms alone. And Cora didn't feel like that was a good idea. And if anything, she was the one who could do this, not him. It would be a lot easier if I could do it on my own. I already know the answers, and all. I refuse. I'm going alone. Are you sure? Because if that's the case, then I'll go with Ava. Are you insane? This fucker wanted to kill me. She pushed the horse-themed boy's body with the tip of her foot. Going with him is like asking for a death sentence. No, he won't harm you. I'm pretty sure of that. He doesn't have the revolver he used to kill Lux anymore, right? Nvidia pointed at Ancora's boot, having noticed it. How do you know that? I heard the gunshot when I was coming over. He probably wouldn't have shot Lux, so it had to be him. And seeing how he's unconscious, and you have the revolver in your boot now, I guess it's not that hard to put together. Okay, fine. That makes sense. As an added bonus with this setup, we also keep Cora alone. No offense, but I bet others might feel uncomfortable if they were in the room with someone who had a revolver ready to fire at the moment's notice. Ah, I see. There's logic behind her going alone this time then. There was no way Ancora would leave the revolver to anybody, so this was the simplest solution. And in the end, it was agreed the teams would go the way Nvidia suggested. The time has finally reached the 10-minute mark past the hour. 50 minutes remained. What about this guy? Am I supposed to pull this lard ass over on my own? I am not a lard ass. The boy came awake, slowly pulling himself up. Immediately everyone stood on their guards. No one made any movement to help him. Don't worry, I can see when I'm outmatched. I'm not going to be mediating for peace anymore. I understand you've all been planning this against me for a while now. That's not... Shut it. Save it for later. Bigger, I'll trust you for this room, but after it, we need to have a long talk. Superbia looked a little annoyed, but upon closer inspection, she seemed more awkward than annoyed. It's like she didn't know what to say or do. A first for her. Let's go then, Trist. The two of them walked to the corner then, vanished to take the room furthest away. Avarisha and Nvidia looked at each other, then at both rooms accessible close by. Which one do you want? Does it matter? No. Apparently it didn't matter. The two of them waved goodbye to Ankura and vanished inside of one slightly further away, which left Ankura the closest one. After casting another glance inside of the doorway where Luxuria's body was visible, Ankura went toward the other room. Alone for once. That's new. At least things will be infinitely simpler now. I won't need to hide. Oh god. Ankura stepped into the room. She didn't wait for the talk with me, already looking around. The room was a little strange. It had a ceiling with a few spots of light, a little reminiscent of a square, and for some reason Ankura thought of stars too. Before she'd explore much of anything, her vision shut down. The door locked at the same moment, trapping the girl and preventing her escape until she unlocked it again. Welcome to the stars. Let's drop all the pretenses, shall we? Ankura, since you are here alone, this is your penultimate test. Wait, this isn't what I recorded. In this room, you'll have to solve something that is very important to you. You don't know it yet, but it is one of the most vital importance. The question for you is, what are the keys? You can think of the answer by mulling it over, or you can solve the room. Well, the answer should be simple if you think about it. Solving this room will safeguard the future itself. I don't need to tell you what happens if you break the time limit, but I will anyway. You'll die much like the rest of them. There will be no surrendering of rights. You will merely, cleanly, completely, and inexorably die. If all goes well, this is the last time I'll be contacting you, like this. Everything has been built to lead you to this moment. Don't disappoint me. We have now reached a 50% chance of success. I'll see you later. Here we go. Those are the planet symbols, right? I remember those from Zero Escape. From 999. This isn't what was prepared. Someone tampered with the setting. And there's no doubt about it now. If there even was any left, there's a usurper somewhere. Is it the traitor or someone else? That was really strange. But I guess I have no choice. What are the keys? Looking at the long room containing a strange table, Ankura mulled it over. After only a minute, she decided to instead investigate the room. There's no helping it. This time I'll need to invest myself much more. Someone's usurped me and I don't like it. Not one bit. No. Well, why would you? Alright, this is interesting. Oh look, it's got star signs and then it's the... Oh, they're not the planets, are they? They are the star signs. Like there's Sagittarius. Yeah. Okay, so they're already in the right order and everything as well. Alright, let's have a look at everything, I guess. This sure is a light switch. I could turn it off, but I don't think there's a reason to do that. I don't especially fancy not being able to see anything. There's a table around too. I might stub my toe or worse, split my nail as a result, and have to go to the hospital because it's now embedded deep into my flesh. Maybe I'll meet a cute doctor who'll take care of me, and let's not daydream too much right now. Much more important matters. Yes, indeed. Oh my god. Okay, we're coming back to that room. Let's start over here on this thing. It's a chest. It has a small wheel with coloured components on its side. I guess I have to form some kind of coloured pattern, but I can't see what it should be. This will never unlock until I find it, and apparently it's 5 colours long. And it's on a white pedestal. Might have a better chance of figuring this one out by going to the other room. There's a single letter in each of those that's lit up. In each of those... Look, on Aries, R. On Taurus, A. On Gemini, M. On Cancer, N. On Leo, L. Virgo, G. Libra, A. Scorpio, S. Sagittarius, A. Capricorn, N. Aquarius, A. And Pisces, I. I think I could spell lasagna with that. Wow, bookshelves. Why does every room here have bookshelves? Most of them are useless too. Thankfully this one looks easier to search for once. She pulled a piece of paper from between the two books. Upon unfolding it, she reads its components, rather confused by them. It says, half 2 equals 4R2L. But half 2 equates to 1. I don't get this. If I had to guess, it's just half of the full picture. And Cora spent some time looking through the other various books, but there was nothing else that stood out. However, she did notice all the books there were real, and not fakes for once. This is strange. I hope I don't have to flick through them all for the answer. She picked one up at random titled Complete Study of Nomadics. She flipped through the pages, noting that it was indeed a real book this time around, unlike the previous bookshelves that contained plastic copies at best. The brain. Yeah, I don't get any of this. Just gonna put it back on the shelves. Alright, let's look at these, I guess. From left to right, those zodiac signs are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, I think. I like how the her signs are more literal, but it gets much more abstract after a while. Aries looks like a ram, Taurus looks like a bull, or taureau in French. Gemini has 2 parallel lines, Cancer looks like a bunch of microbes. Wait, Cancer wasn't named after the illness, was it? Anyway, some letters are highlighted too. Blindly adding all of those letters together doesn't do anything. There's another process to it, surely. Definitely. This is a locker. Yeah. Oh, it is locked. I thought it said this is a locker. There's a keypad here with a bunch of numbers. I can try entering some stuff. Let's see what happens. This was here before. I remember that. This kind of keypad takes 4 inputs. Nothing more and nothing less. That means funny numbers such as 1337 are all game. Of course, whatever the number is, it won't be so simple. A good way would be to start from 0, and then 1, then 2. But we don't have that kind of time. And besides, fingers move too slowly for that kind of thing. It's only feasible with a program working off a macro to brute force it. And Cora tried to input something, but the keyboard gave a sharp beep as its only answer. Again and again, she tried number after number to no avail. 0000 doesn't work. Neither does 1337, 555, 6969, 8008, or 9001. Guess I'm out of options. I could have sworn, if I knew what the code was to it, It's like I've forgotten all about it. I just can't think of it, even if I try really hard. Well, let's check this room out then. Oh, there's the L and the R. Hang on, can we look at our items for a sec? Half 2 equals 4R2L. R2L. Ah. So 4R. Blue, white, green, red. Oh my god, I don't really understand. Anyway, let's have a look at all these things. This is a very interesting room. Some planters of flowers are strategically placed against the walls, containing high-grown grasses too. Are those drugs? I can't tell. It doesn't look like any drug I know. Not that you know any drugs, Ankura. Stop acting like you've taken any. It's not cool. But anyway, those plants are very peculiar. They climb on walls and form random shapes, it seems. It's kind of hard to make out anything on the wall, but the ceiling has more answers. One of the plants is forming the word kill. Oh my god, it is too. At the top. Next to it are Leo and Pisces. Hope we don't have to kill anyone to get out of this room. Yeah, if that's the case, then whoever enters here alone would be stuck. I don't think even the person who set this game would do that. Speaking of, I have my own theory on that, but I'll think about it later, after this deduction room is over. And Cora touched the plants to see if they were real. Indeed, they were, and in fact, very much alive too. These things must have grown recently. How fast can plants like these grow though? You can't just do that overnight. These rooms must have been prepared in advance. And there's something about it that really unsettles me. Some beautiful flowers are here. I wish I could have those flowers at home. Maybe the other guys won't mind if I grab them and take them with me before leaving. If we ever leave, anyway. And Cora crouched down while examining the flowers to count them, figuring this may be a part of the solution due to the rooms. There's a row of 7 red flowers. Okay. 3 white flowers. 4 blue flowers. And 6 green flowers. So that's what the LR thing is then. Altogether, that's exactly 20 flowers. I don't think that helps me very much. Maybe it's not the total amount of flowers that's important. If it's the colour though, I'm glad I'm here and not a certain someone from my emptiness. This room has a strange obsession with colours despite being about nature, which is mainly green. Primarily, yeah. Some planters are lined up against this wall. The climbing plants coming out of them crisscross together until they reach the ceiling, where they split up into strange shapes. They even write some words. There's Scorpio climbing from this climbing plant. It's kind of hard to make out due to the ceiling. I have a look under a certain angle. The girl had been rotating a little, trying to see all of that. There were no other words than those written by the 3 planters in the corner of the room, though. From yet another angle, something caught her eye. Huh, there's something behind the climbing plant. It's a piece of paper. I didn't even notice it before, because it's rolled up and hidden there. On it there are some symbols with numbers. Pisces 2, Aquarius 3, Sagittarius 6, Taurus 11. And Cora took the paper with her to keep alongside all the objects that could be carried around. So much information. Some more planters are over here. This one's got 2 plants coming out of it, but only one of them spelling anything in an angle. All I can see is Libra. Libra. I'm writing down so much crap I don't even know. And Capricorn. Okay. This room is nothing I was gonna do. Is it my aide? Did he take over somehow? The guy who helped me by programming all these funny puzzles? No, it can't be. That's just not possible. Not even he would have the kind of wealth needed to do this modification. And without my knowledge, most of all. Alright, this thing. This gives me the chills. That weird portrait with shapes. Why is it so frightening? I don't even know myself. And there it is. And it stares at me. It's just a bunch of colours though. There's nothing special about it. It's as if it was put there just to tease. Have I seen these colours before? Well, enough of that. The bed of the flowers below seems more interesting. There are exactly 5 flowers there, and if I follow the arrow above it, on the portrait, left to right, they are purple, red, blue, purple, and blue. Okay. But wait, there's another arrow on top, and it's white. In reverse, well, it's the reverse. I wonder what that's all about. Guess I'll keep all of that in mind. Oh, there are 2 plates affixed to the wall too. One of them has a list of colours in some order, and then the other has much the same but in a different order. Am I supposed to use this to figure out a word? Maybe a number. Even if that's the case, how are we meant to decode it? Each side has 4 words, so if it's for the keypad in the first room, is it that simple? Somehow I doubt it. Yeah, me too. As if there is, I have no idea. Oh, the colours are going to be for this. It's a white pedestal, so the white arrow should be correct. And that's the reverse order of the flowers. Blue, purple, blue, red, purple. That's the cookie. Not even sure what that expression means. Inside the chest is just another goddamn paper. On it is written half 1 equals 1L 3R. But half of 1 is 0.5, not L3R. None of this makes any sense right now. Feels like that's not the whole picture. Or the whole paper as it is. Oh, we haven't interacted with this. This octagonal table looks pretty cool. It even has a dome in the middle, like one of those sci-fi movies. Why is it here though? We already have lights turned on. The dome is a little transparent though. I can sort of see symbols at the bottom. And some numbers? I don't know how they add up. It's too hard to see. Oh, hang on. Maybe it's this, 7346. If 1 is 1L3R, 1L is red, and 3R is green. So red, then green. And then 4R, and then 2L. 4R is also red though. And then 2L is blue. So 7674? Do we try that? I don't know if that's right. 7674. There you go. The answer was 7674. So that means we can now use that code in the stars room, on the pillar with the number pad. Does it? Okay. Got it. Now this opened the safe, I think. Was it that easy? I still don't know what the answer to the question is. Oh. It seems to have also lit up the table in the middle of the room. Now the dome is giving off a faint light. It's so strange. Yeah, I think this has activated the table, whatever it does, and unlocked the safe. It should now be possible to take the stuff from it. Most likely the me cards and everything else. But why do I have the odd feeling that it's not everything that's in this room? Is the safe really the end goal? Still don't know what the answer is. Ancora opened the latch to the safe now that it was unlocked. She pilfered its contents and looked at each item in turn. Some of it was surprising. And inside of here we have one single me card. Wait, isn't that too few? Guess I'll talk with the others over it. There's a key. A see-through in the shape of the letter P. And finally there's a piece of paper. On it is written a bunch of stuff. Oh, here we go. A, C, S, V, A, little R, T, G. Little R. What's the little R about? I wonder what that's all about. Why are the letters capitalized except for the R? And that's it. This doesn't bring me any closer to the answer, unless this piece of paper is important. Time was ticking and Ancora still needed to figure out what the heck was up with this room. Having no one to talk with was certainly taxing on the poor girl. Talking to yourself is probably not the most mentally healthy thing to do, or so would argue many experts in this field. Remember, if you have mental issues, please consult a professional. While closing the door, Ancora spied yet another item inside. She didn't notice it before because perhaps she just didn't want to acknowledge its existence. But now she was closing the door, there was no help in it. Inside was a shotgun, which she pulled out with slight apprehension. Is that where those people got the shotgun to kill me with last time? Son of a truck. That's the same kind of shotgun that's used in the voting segments. I guess I can take that with me? The rule says everything from the safes is fair game. Ancora closed the door and left the shotgun there, for the time being, since it probably wasn't used inside this room. No, it was best used for defense, yet its appearance was nothing but trouble. Indeed. It's turned on, but it's not doing anything. All I can see is a thin luminescence from it. Hard to make out with the lights on, and now it's entirely opaque too. Before it had been slightly transparent, but now... Okay. So now what? We just need to figure out the answer. It has to do with that ASCVATG thing I got, I assume? Oh, can we flick the lights off? Now that the light totem has been lit, maybe it's worth turning the lights off. Doesn't seem to be displaying anything while the lights are on. And now for my next magic trick, I, the magnificent Zachary, will make light disappear. And so it was gone. The lights went out when Ancora flipped the switch, revealing patterns exposed on the ceiling. Oh. Those are the symbols. Ah, I can see the light it gives out on the ceiling. There's a bunch of zodiac signs up there with numbers next to them. 4 of them are up there. There's Virgo, number 7. Aries, associated with 9. Capricorn's number is 4. Okay, Jesus. I wonder what that's all about. We should probably line up all those numbers together and follow the new pattern. What does that mean? What does line up those numbers together and follow the new pattern mean? Oh, there's another piece of paper in there. What? Oh, that's not very fair. This one associates Gemini to 12, Cancer to 5, Leo to 1, and Libra to 8. Okay, I just clicked on that just randomly and boom. Up it came. So Gemini is 12, Cancer is 5, Leo is 1, and Libra is 8. Where's Libra? Libra's the A. Okay. Alright, so now we have numbers for most of them, just not Pisces, Aquarius, Sagittarius, or Taurus. And it says kill Leo, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, and Capricorn, so I'm assuming that those don't count anyway. Alright, so if Leo's first, then we got L, right? We don't have second. We don't have third. Fourth is N. Fifth is N. We don't have a sixth. Seventh is G. Eighth is A. Ninth is R. 10th is S. 11th we don't have. And 12th is M. Right? So L something something N N something G A R S something M. Then we can kill Leo, which is the first letter. Pisces, which isn't on there. Scorpio, which is number 10. Libra, which is number 8. And Capricorn, which is number 4. Alright, so if we remove those, then all the question marks are A, and I. The I's from Pisces. Pisces is killed anyway, so those are all A's. They have to be. Anagram. Then the word is anagram. What the crap? The girl braced herself, for once she was completely alone. There was no one else to counsel her on her answer, or to answer for her. Not that she ever let anyone else answer anyway. It just wasn't in her nature. She inhaled deeply before speaking out her mind. Let me out. The keys are... Should I try anagram? Anagram. They're an anagram. The door's lock came out. Oh my god, it's right. Then what was the ASCVARTG? I never used that. Lock came undone. However, she did not leave yet. She still had quite some time ahead of her. That was the answer brought her to think about the keys again. An anagram, huh? How many letters do we know so far? If we take the key teeth as being letters themselves, we have A, P. What were the others? I, G. I can't remember. If they're an anagram though, well, that's worth considering later when I know more of them. And this might be a little weird to think about, but I feel like a lot of this room just flew right by, as if the answers were coming to me without any need to think. After a few moments, she decided to leave this strange room behind. It had been quite an experience. A room with zodiac signs attached to a greenhouse. She found a me card, a key with a P as its teeth, and a shotgun which she took with her. Maybe it was a better idea to leave it behind, but Ancora preferred taking it with her. Maybe for once, she'll finally have the control she wanted over this game. As if. Ancora left the room with the shotgun in hand. Once again in the hallway, she noticed her helmet read roughly half an hour past after first entering. 20 minutes remained. If nothing was done, in 20 minutes she'd die. Unless the system would coincidentally go down, that is. Still, there was something very wrong with the previous room. I don't remember setting it up. Not the room, the question, or anything else. Did I forget something? None of this feels correct in any capacity. The blonde waited deep in her thoughts until finally an adjacent door opened. The group that came out was Superbia and Tristidia. The two of them scurried over to Ancora, only to briefly pause when they noticed she had a shotgun. Hey, did you figure anything interesting in there? In that room? No, we can't talk about it. Are you gonna let go of that? How come you can't talk about it? She disregarded the inquiry about the firearm entirely. We were told by me that if we talked about it, we'd die. Did she say you'd die? Not exactly. She never specifically said we'd die, just that we'd surrender our right to live. I've always wondered what was up with that strange wording. He shook his head in a dismissive fashion. And what about these bowls? She pointed at the cyan and red bowls the two of them were carrying. All Superbia had to say about it was a shrug. They were in the safe that contained a me card and the key we found. We each took one, but I don't know what they're for. Anyway, what about you? Did you get told you couldn't share your knowledge too? He seemed less bothered by the shotgun than Superbia was. No. I don't think it's really going to be helpful though, so I'm going to hold off unless we need it. It's definitely going to distract us, and we don't have time to go on wild tangents right now. Time is always working against us, isn't it? See, Ava and Viddy haven't come out yet. Almost as if on cue, the two of them emerged from their room after the door unlocked. The 5 survivors reunited together and shared their meager findings. Namely, they all had a me card and one key from each room. Nothing else. Other than Ancora's shotgun and the 2 bowls. Together this gives us 24 me cards and 9 strange keys. We're missing 15 me cards. Yes we are. That's a lot. However, I have a bit of a plan. But I can't share it with anybody, except for Trist. Why is that? That's what me said. I don't know why either, I just can't tell anyone else. If you'll excuse me then, I don't have much time and it takes a while to explain, so... She reached for Trist's wrist, pulling him away from the others. The two of them vanished into the hallway. Think we should follow them to eavesdrop? Nah, give them some privacy. The 2 lovebirds needed in their final moments. Ancora stayed silent. Just kidding. In reality, we can share it with you guys too, but I don't know if it's a good idea for now. I think she just made it up to get away from your gun. If we could fire it, it would solve the problem of needing 2 more deaths at least. I figured it might cause something like that to happen. I have no intention of shooting anybody, and besides, even if me really said that, you haven't been punished for breaking into somewhere you weren't meant to be, right? That's also correct. I guess whoever's behind this is very fickle, impossible to understand, on another level than humanity as a whole. So what do we do now? Do we just sit here until the others come fetch us again? That seems to be the plan. At least we're back with our original group, huh? Grumpy face? I am not. Oh, whatever. Doesn't seem like she had the energy to oppose Nvidia in such a way anymore. And Kura was just as tired. This entire ordeal had taken a toll on her too, both mentally and physically. You know, we haven't really done much chit-chat in general, huh? Like talking about the weather. That's kinda useless. A lot of things are useless, but everything has a point too. Let's say you fire up a random discussion around colours. It's not just about the colours themselves. Of course, what colour you like best will never be important unless, say, you end up dating someone and they want to give you a present in the colour you like best. However, just talking about it can be refreshing too. It's just the basis of all communication. It's not just about the subject, but also about the manner. How you approach the subject is interesting too. I see. That's good and all, but my favourite colour is green. I must be your favourite then. He pointed to his outfit, which was partially green. I guess. I don't have a preference if it's dark or bright though. So you like Lux? She was pretty nice. Just a victim of circumstances. Nuh-uh. You keep telling yourself that, you hella naive girl. Remember, we're all here for a reason, and we've all committed a crime. Whatever she was, she still did that. The timer was quickly approaching the 45-minute mark. Around that point in time, their conversation was interrupted by Avaricia calling over to them. Hey Superbia, mind if I get your bowl? Huh? The question took her by surprise, and Cora remembered back in the first room how combative she'd been over a simple cylinder. Yet defying all expectations, Superbia handed it over like it wasn't any big deal. I don't get anything that's happening here, so whatever, you can have it. Thanks. And with that done, the woman walked away again. This time the group's curiosity was piqued. It was like Superbia said none of them were getting anything that was going on. Even I'm at a loss now. After a few more seconds, they decided to walk out, believing the sharing of information between the 2 others had taken long enough by then. They walked through the hallway, still without signs of Avaricia or Tristidia. They walked back to the main room, and on the stairs were the 2 of them. On the ground were 2 bowls. One of them, the cyan one, contained all the me cards the 2 of them had before. Tristidia waved them over. I was gonna fetch you soon, but this is fine too. So, I can't share what's behind this, but I can share what my plan is right now. We take a me card and vote, right? Not yet. I know, the timer is ticking. This is important, trust me. First of all, here in this bowl are all the me cards we got except the ones each of you are carrying, all which total to 15, since none of them are already discarded. He stared over at Ancora. The girl understood that this was all due to her and Luxuria as they placed the me cards into the machine earlier. But that's fine, we're still good to go. I'll need each and every one of you to put your me cards into this. We need every little bit we have left. Some of them weren't active anymore, since they'd been used for a previous vote. Despite that, those cards definitely could still work when discarded. They just couldn't be reused for other votes. And why should we put our me cards in there? We need a vote. Maybe we don't anymore. I want to try out a theory. It's very important that Cora watches this. So everyone, put your me cards in. This time he was a little less generous with the leeway he was giving them. All of them obeyed and every me card ended up in the bowl. Self-conscious about the gun she'd taken, Cora tightened her grip while she handed her me cards over. At least no one was going to pull a fast one on her. I'm very curious about what Tristidia has planned and why he's singling someone out like that. Okay. Now, if everything is correct, he turned the bowls over. The cyan one covered 15 me cards and the red one was empty. The plan goes as follows. Cora, you know how you have psychic powers? I want to test something, and if it works, we'll be out of here. And a part of me feels like it was meant to go this way too, so listen. Because this bowl has all 15 me cards under it, then you need to move away from our group and use your psychic powers to see what I'm doing with the bowls. Either I'll leave them as they are now, with the 15 me cards under this one, or I'll switch the me cards to the red one. What I've decided to do is to take them all out and put them under the red bowl. Wait, you're not supposed to tell me that, are you? I'm supposed to use my powers, whatever they are. I actually don't understand what his plan involves. No, that's fine. I'm telling you right now. He put some emphasis onto his words. That I will be switching them to the red bowl. The 15 me cards will transfer under the red bowl. Now go and use your abilities. And Cora checked the timer. They had 10 minutes left at best. Decided to roll with it, she left the group, walking back into the original hallway where everything had begun, since she wouldn't see anything of them anymore, behind the closed doors. This is my cue to use the helmets to spy on them. This feels a little silly though. But what choice do I have? It'll be over real quick anyway. And if all else fails, I guess 2 people will get shot. The one who's getting hacked is... oh crap. We shouldn't hack anyone because then they can come take our gun while we're busy. Anyway, we're going to wrap this one up here because we have been at it for way too long. So we're going to stop right here. And when we come back, we will pick who we're going to hack next. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you in the next one.